want to see from the expansion in Destiny, The Rise of Iron, when it comes out in September. I really want to see the whole LFG or looking for Guardians thing actually work. I know that they announced something at E3 about how there's supposed to be a whole looking for Guardians and a whole like bulletin board kind of deal that's actually integrated into Xbox One and all the servers that Destiny would run on. And something like that were implemented, that'd be pretty tight. But aside from that, a few other things I really want to see when the expansion drops, and it's in September. I'm actually not quite sure of the date, but I know it's September. But definitely want to see some more weapons. I actually want to see the drops be a little more prevalent. Even with like using 3 coins, I really never got anything super crazy out of any of the drops that I got. Like, that did the Iron Banner. That's pretty much the only reason I ever jump on Destiny that much anymore, aside from like when the expansions come out, and I'll play it pretty good for like about a week, and then go back to playing something else. Like that's the thing. There really hasn't been like any games, especially like I guess next gen, I suppose, that have like got my attention for like more than like maybe like a couple weeks, which is something kind of strange I've been noticing about next gen gaming so far. Like nothing's really had like that super really good staying power, like longevity wise. Like all the games that come out, like they're hot for like a week and then nobody talks about them ever again. It's kind of weird, but that'll probably change. I know there's a whole lot of stuff coming out soon and all that cool stuff, so I'm sure something's bound to come along to keep hope alive, I guess would be the best way to put it. But it seems like there's some stuff to actually get kind of hyped about, even though I really haven't heard anybody say shit about the new Destiny expansion that's coming out. Not a word, actually, which is I think is kind of strange. But either way, there's going to be some new story and campaign quest, which would be cool, because I know the Taken King at it didn't have like a ton of like new missions. I think it was at most like maybe 7, excluding the strike, or raid, excuse me. But it was something to do. Like it was stuff to play. It was cool the first time around. And of course, there's going to be some new armor and new gear, of course. So that's kind of the standard. So hopefully there'll be some cool higher light level gear and all that. Even though the whole light level thing, like, it's still like, this doesn't mean like a huge deal to me. I like just hit like 320, I guess, today. And there'll be some new weapons. Hopefully these new weapons will actually have something to make each one stand out and be unique, because I've been noticing all the weapons in Destiny feel the same. It's pretty much the same with like Call of Duty now too. Like all those guns, they feel exactly the same. Like nothing really has like a real distinct pattern. Some just have a higher damage. Some, And sick, there's gonna be a new raid, but it'd be cool if I could actually find people to run fucking raids with. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see what happens when we get to that. There's gonna be new strikes, like the strikes that were in Taken King in the last couple expansions. Those are pretty straight. Like the strikes, I guess the ones that had strikes, because I know the second one didn't have much of anything. It was really kind of bullshit. And there's going to be a new zone. It's going to be called the Plague Lands. So it's going to be like another planet, or at least another standalone kind of thing, like the Dreadnought, and a social space apparently. So that could be interesting. We'll see if that turns out to be anything cool. There'll be finally some new Crucible maps, because man, like that's the one thing I really have a really heavy gripe with in this game. The Crucible maps, they never rotate through all of them. It's always like a certain set of maps, and it seems like it's been on the same set of maps for the last like 6 or 7 months. Like it's like the map rotation, like if they could implement something to either have like map votes or map lockouts, or even just do something with that map rotation, because hopefully having some more maps will maybe mix it up a little bit, because it just seems like there aren't that many maps in Destiny, even with it going on its 4th expansion. Like I would think there's more than 5 maps to play on Destiny. Come on, man. And there's going to be a new mode, so there's going to be one more thing to check out, even though some of the newer modes that were introduced to Destiny later on down the line, like Salvage and Rift, like didn't particularly care for those, but also that's not typically the kind of game types I like to play. But if they had something more like Hardpoint, which I'm surprised they didn't and still haven't tried yet, I guess like Demolition's not exactly like the most awesome game type, or like I know Search and Destroy, they have their trials and elimination when it's available, and if they have some game modes, they haven't really said much about it yet, but we'll see how that is when we get to see more of that. That might be interesting. And also, what I noticed at the very, very bottom is that there's a pre-order bonus of a black and silver Galahorn. So the only thing that makes me kind of nervous about that is if you get the expansion, is that going to be as gnarly as the OG Galahorn, which was a fucking monster from what I've always heard about it. Never got a chance to use it, never got that to drop, but had a lot of people that did, and they said it was one of the best launchers, hands down one of the best weapons in the game. So hopefully they won't really fuck up and make this play to win, or pay to win, because that, yeah, then you'll really lose me after you get my $30 for this expansion once again.